All right, so I'm back with Tiffany. Tiffany, how have you been?
Been alright. It's been okay. I did go to CBI, but they put me into a precipitated withdrawal, and that was hell. So then they held me there for 4 days against my own advice or whatever. Said I was a danger to myself and the public because of the withdrawals being so bad. And so yeah, and I don't want to do that again. That was horrible. I mean, way more horrible than chasing these things. So honestly, I've been to jail a couple times though, cold turkey it. But the second you get out of jail, it's just like you never even quit. So.
When was the last time you were in jail?
The beginning of this month. Oh no, of August. Oh, no, September. Yeah, I got it on the 13th.
How long did you do?
Just a week. Yeah,
A week?
Yeah, just the initial appearance to the court date. So.
What were you locked up for?
Well, being homeless is hard to keep up with my probation, so I got violations right and left for absconding. I have no new charges. You know, this is my very first charge, anyways, and like I'm 33 years old, and I literally caught that when I was 31 out here. And at the time I didn't even realize it, but it's private property. They legally couldn't even touch us, but instead they did. They came in and they took over basically the entire camp we were at and took like 2 or 3 of us to jail. And I've been on probation and fighting that since. And every time it starts back over. So this 18 months I'm trying to do they're not going by very fast. Here's 3 years later, still dealing with this shit.
How long did you say you were on probation for?
18 months.
18 months.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it for 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, I'm under Prop 200, so they can't jail me or imprison me until the third violation or something like that, and then it goes away. You're no longer Prop 200. But I guess the judges aren't really liking that Prop 200 too much because she threatened to put me on like a $50,000 bond, which is ridiculous. But
for people that don't know what Prop 200 is, what does that mean?
Basically, you cannot be jailed or imprisoned for any drug other than methamphetamines. So you get caught with a pipe, you get caught with meth, you get caught with anything that comes back as meth in it, you can be jailed. But anything otherwise,
Is that a new law or new program that they started out here?
Yeah, they started out, I think, like right before I got arrested on, I got arrested like February 12th of 2021 or 20? 20. Yeah, 2020. So it just started up then. So they're still even new to it. They didn't really even know all the laws and rules they had to follow for it. But eventually you do lose it, though. It's not something that sticks to it. Everybody keeps thinking that it's, no, you're under Prop 200, you can just keep going. But no, I'm about to face my third violation. And like, literally, you know, my probation officer tells me that I have to go to treatment and I don't make it to treatment, which is the hardest part, you know. Like, then all of a sudden Prop 200 goes away because now I'm not absconding. Now I'm not listening to what I'm being told to do. So then it goes up to like, I don't know, Prop 3 something, 308 or something like that. And then you are no longer Prop 200. And then you can face your jail time. You can do, actually, it doubles your time. So really it kind of screws you over.
What about when you get out and you don't have anywhere to go?
They don't care.
What do? They don't give you a voucher, nothing?
No. They tell you your release paperwork is your bus pass. That's if they let you out during bus hours. I've been let out at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's all the way out in the avenues. I mean, we're over here on 40th Street, so like, I mean, and I didn't even know where I was going. The first bus driver was a straight dick. He wouldn't even let me on the bus. Told me, I don't care if that's your paperwork or not. And you're not getting on my bus just because you went to jail. You're not. It's definitely not for free. So, I mean, you get off, once you get out of jail, you're stuck out there unless you actually have somebody to call or to help you out, which you're not allowed to get access to your phone or anything else. They don't make it really any easier for you to do anything in there. So, I mean, seriously, like, if you got a problem out here with the law, that you've broken any laws or you got anything you're facing and you're fighting, don't get locked up. Because once you're in there, you're screwed. Get your shit taken care of, get it done, and do everything you can to get it where you don't have a warrant and they can't put you in jail, because once you get in there, there's nothing you can do about it. Even if you go through that, what's that one? There's a bail program that they bail you out, like pretty much bail everybody out, but it takes almost a week and a half to 2 weeks just to get, the first emails taken care of. So, I mean, unless you're really sitting, they're not going to be able to help you anyway. So if you have a job, you're going to lose it. If you're working, they'll come get you from work. I've run into a few girls who, like, they don't do drugs, don't do anything. They were dating the wrong dude at the time in a different state, nonetheless, a lot of them. And they can pick them up from their jobs because that state wanted them. And then they get 30 days to decide whether they have to pick them up. And they don't even come pick them up. They lose their job and everything. Didn't even pick them up.
What are you doing right now to survive?
I fly a sign for the most part. I'm not a working girl. I will not do that. I refuse to do that.
That's good.
It's just one thing. Like, I mean, kudos to all the girls who can, but I just can't. I won't. It's not my thing. I mean, unless their thing is me cringing while they're trying to touch me. I mean, nobody's gonna pay for that. So.
Are you flying a sign to get a room or to get food, or is it mostly for an addiction?
Mostly addiction, and I mean everybody out here does. I mean, and since I've been out here in almost 5 years, I started flying a sign after the first year, and I think it's probably quadrupled the amount of people flying a sign.
Yeah.
I used to fly up there at 44th Street and 2600 North, where the Taco Bell is.
Yeah.
That was a good place. It was just me and one other person. No, not now. Not now. And
that's
now,
actually where we did the first interview.
Is
Remember
it?
that?
You know, we did it at the CVS, right
Yeah.
up the street from there, because I was flying a sign right there on the corner
right
there.
Across the street.
Yep. But that was my main place for the longest, and now I literally have to force people off of that median just so I can fly a sign. And I'm like, this is mine. You know what I mean? Like, get off. You know, go away. Most of them listen. You know, they see me come, they move. But and for the most part, though, like,
so
people don't want to give you money no more.
Out here?
Drastically, and it's like, the messed up part about it is once you become homeless, you're no longer a person to anybody out here. So like, even for like the lowest of the low out here, you know, even the pedophiles and the chomos out here, they're even looking down on us like we're trash or something, and you know, they don't know anything about us. They don't know our life. They don't know anything at all. So what if we're drug addicts? So what if we have problems? So what if we have our issues? We sleep outside. You know what? 90% of the people who talk shit or have some negative to say or some bad look to give us couldn't handle it out here for a week on their own anyways. You know, we're stronger than they'll ever be.
What do you see more of out here? Mental illness or substance abuse?
I think it goes hand in hand, honestly. I think the mental illnesses seem to be under wraps until the substance abuse happens. And it's mostly with just the meth, honestly. I know with the fentanyls, through doing them the last few years, like, I've noticed different parts of my body and different things that medically or, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally, that have changed about me that I don't understand why it happens. And like, until I actually smoke, it doesn't go away, or, you know, different things that happen that don't make any sense, you know, and everybody else is dealing with it too. You know, like that whole slumped over, you know, bent over straight up with your head on the ground, like, how many times I've busted my head on the ground, you think I would just learn to sit down, but I mean, I actually was in the hospital for like a whole week because my brain was bleeding because I fell down on a metal toolbox.
So you slumped out?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hit my head on the same toolbox 3 times before I actually moved. And I don't think I moved. Honestly, I think I just rolled over instead of getting back up in the chair I was sitting in. I think I just rolled over and laid down to sleep.
What are people on that you see out here that are doing all those crazy movements and they can't stay still? Is that blues or is that
No,
G?
that's the G.
That's the G?
That's the G.
And she says there's a mixture of both.
Yeah, but I personally, like, I noticed a lot of it has to do with people who, like, either have gone to detox or they're getting out of jail or they took a break from it.
Yeah.
I don't really mess with the G too much. I mean, I do here and there, but honestly, I really don't fuck with it too much because it's not even good. It's not even worth it. I mean, it's a hell of an addiction, and no matter what, you're going to be addicted to it. But it's nothing like it was when I started when I was 10. Like, nothing. And I don't mean my tolerance. I mean the shit is just not good. I mean, you might as well just drink some caffeine and call it a day. But
You
the
said
blues,
you started
though.
at 10?
Yeah, I was 10.
10. What were your parents?
Oh, they were there. They were at home.
And
I didn't know.
they didn't know?
Mm-mm.
What were you doing there with, like, some friends, or was it family?
Yeah, I just had a friend whose sister was older than us, and, you know, we hung out, all of us hung out together as a big group, so there's like 4 of us younger kids and then about 7 of the older kids, and we just kind of ran amok through the town.
Oh, that's crazy.
That is crazy. I do have all my teeth, though, so hey, can't get mad at that one, right? Can't call it meth mouth, that's all I can say. Can't call it meth mouth, that's not an excuse. Not an excuse at all. But no, I do think it's the G, though, that makes people do that. Because I've seen people who just get on the blues and they're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and I know, like, I've seen a couple people that I know that they just got out of jail, they were in there for like a month, so, you know, their body's had time to detox everything out. And then they'll come back and they'll do just the G, and they'll be all over, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop moving. And they're like, I don't know, I can't. I'm like, doesn't that bother you? And they're just like, I don't even notice it anymore. You don't notice that anymore? How don't you notice that anymore? You want me to record it for you?
You seen the people that have all kinds of scabs all over their face?
Mm-hmm.
Is that from the blues or is that from the G?
I don't even think it's from either one of the drugs. I think that's just from pure homelessness. I mean, it's filthy out here. It is dirty out here. I don't know.
I've seen people with worse acne and they don't even do drugs.
Out here, like, it literally... I mean, there was one time I fell down here at the Corking bottle, and I scraped my knee, and then after that, I ended up with a skin infection up and down my legs, and literally, it looked like little, like, pimples, and, like, so I popped them, obviously, and then the next day, it would be, like, a giant, no smaller than that. I mean, literally, just the first layer of my skin would just completely just rip off, and it would never go anywhere below that layer of skin, and it took me a good, like, 7 months, and antibiotics, and lots of creams, and I mean, it was horrible. Being homeless, you can't shower all the time. So, I mean, you're lucky if you can even get one in. So, I mean, I was constantly using every single faucet I walked past, every bathroom I went in. I mean, alcohol, I mean, it was ridiculous. And, I mean, eventually it did start to go away, but I've never seen anything like it. And it was all because I fell. And I scraped my knee. And so whatever I was on the ground literally caused issues on my skin. All right.
All right, Tiffany. Well, hey, man, thank you for giving me this update. I really do appreciate it. Are you okay with me putting this on my YouTube channel?
Yes, go ahead.
Just in case some of my subscribers want to reach out to you, do you have any email or anything like that you want to share?
You can find me on Facebook. It's Tiffany Lingling Johnson. See us?
You still log into it?
Oh, yeah. And not too often, but I do get on it. So, I mean, I probably get on it more than I do actually do anything on it. But I do get on it, so I will read messages. I just don't usually respond to anything.
So if they have any blankets, any money, anything, any food, canned food that they want to donate to you, they'll be able to find you there.
Yeah, definitely. Tiffany Lingling Johnson. That's the way you separate it. Lingling. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, so just that one.
All right, Tiffany. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.